Hi, welcome to blog.web6.org. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can remove the left sidebar of 2014 theme. So let's go to the demo of the WordPress 3.8 default theme in this URL, so 2014 demo.wordpress.com. Here, as you can see, you have black sidebar in the left side, and this is the content. And you might want to remove this black sidebar and then align this the whole body to the center of the page. So for example, I've already have this modified site, so this is later the result of the site. So it has no left sidebar, and the body will be moved to the center. So if I click on one of the posts, it will be still on the center of the page. You can actually install plugin, and it's called 2014 extended. So if you go to your dashboard and go to plugins and add new, and then you will search for 2014 extended, and then you will be able to modify it. But the one thing that I have to show you here is that this plugin. So this is the example of the page on the site that used the plugin, and if I click on page source, you see that on the header it has many CSS codes that it can be combined into one file that it's looks cleaner than this. But of course you can install the plugin and use it, but I would prefer that I would copy all of this and then paste it to your style.css file in your child theme. So if you remember, I've created a child theme tutorial yesterday, and it was in your cPanel, or if you access it via FTP, you're going to go to web wp-content and then themes, and then my 2014. So in this style.css file, you're going to code editor or edit. Let's go with code editor. And what you can do is actually, after you install that plugin, you can click on view page source and then copy this style thing into that style.css file, and then delete this style and style so forth, and then you will have the same effect, but then it will be stored in your style.css and not additionally above your header of your WordPress site. So but in this tutorial I'm not going to show you that, because I'm going to show you other things to modify the child theme, and then it will modify the CSS as well, so that you can actually do with that plugin. So now the first step is we go to Google and then look for unregistered sidebar codecs. Okay, so should be in the first row. So here you can read, but if this is not your thing, just follow this tutorial. And the most important is this, the functions to remove a sidebar. So I'm going to copy this text, and then I go back to my cPanel and close this CSS. So go back again to our cPanel, and then here inside your child theme, so if you follow my other tutorial, so in the addition of style.css, we're going to create new file. So hit create new file, and we're going to name it as functions.php, and then create new file. Okay, and then select it and then click on code editor and then edit. So of course it's still empty because we haven't done anything yet. So, and then we're going just to paste that code that we just copied from unregistered codecs in WordPress.org. So the next step is we're going to see in this page again, and here the usage is inside this parameter we have to find the ID of the sidebars. So now we're going to look in the original functions of parent theme, so we're going to up one level to look inside this 2014, which is parent theme of our child theme. So here we're going to look for functions.php, there it is, and click Code Editor. And here we're going to look for this sidebar ID. So going to resize the font, and you can also hit Ctrl F if you're on Windows, or Command F to look for sidebar. And this is not this. There it is. So in this code we will find the ID of the sidebar. As you can see in this function, it receives the sidebar, and the name is primary sidebar, and the description is in main sidebar, and it appears on the left. And we find it, and the ID is sidebar 1. So we're going to copy that. The left side of our 2014 theme, which is this, and we're going to go back to our site, and here we're going to paste our sidebar, and it's called by ID sidebar -1, which is left sidebar, and we delete this because we just want to remove the left sidebar. And then we're going to rename our function. So for example, like we rename it left sidebar, remove left sidebar. So okay, so this is the function's name that we can copy, because it has to be the same as this. So if it's not the same, it will be wrong. So now we are having the functions already that we copy and paste from WordPress codex, but we forgot to add a PHP code. So here on the top we're going to type PHP beginning code, but I'm going to resize my font so you can see clear. This sign, and then question mark, and PHP, and then here on the button we're going to close our PHP code. So here we're going to put comment, for example, like, okay, this is already commenting, so we move this comment above here. Okay, and then clean up a little bit. So here we're going to change the comment, like removing left sidebar of 2014. So next time when you go to your functions.php, you know what this code is. So, and hit save changes. So now if I go to my dashboard and go to appearance and widgets, and we did something wrong, let's take a look. How can we put it wrong? So this question mark and this closing sign is the closing of PHP, and we did it wrong. So save changes, and then we go back to our dashboard and see appearance and widgets, and then you will see now we just have one sidebar which is appears on the right side. And if we visit our site, the sidebar is still there because we have to modify it on the CSS, but in fact you cannot have a widget here because inside your dashboard the left widgets of the sidebar is already disabled. So the next step is we're going to modify the CSS that it can move this whole body to the center, and then hide this unused sidebar. So as mentioned earlier, you can also install the plugin which is called 2014 Extended, and then copy the whole CSS to your CSS file to clean up your header. But in this tutorial I just copy and paste stuff. So this is the CSS code, copy this, and then go back to our cPanel again and close this functions.php file, and then we go back to our WordPress directory and look for our 2014 child theme folder, and then we're going to open it, and then open the style.css file, and then paste the code that I will provide it, and then hit save changes. And then now if we go back to our site, this is the site that we just modified with the functions PHP, but now we've just modified with style .css file, and then we're going to refresh it. And now it is centered and the sidebar is gone. And if we click to one of the posts, or maybe back the other post which has more content, and this is our single page that has widget on the right side that you can add. So go back to your dashboard, and now I have only page. Say I have categories, and then I add to content sidebar and add widget. And here is the categories. And yeah, now we're going back again to our site and refresh our blog, and we have categorized. So that's it, guys, how we did it. But of course you can also try the 14 extended plugin as you like. But now just want to show you one thing, that if I click on view page source, and you see our header now looks cleaner, because we call all the CSS modification into our child theme style.css file. There it is. Alright, so that's all, guys, for today, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.